Hi folks, good afternoon. This sector today is the 17th of July 2007. 40 past 6 p.m. London market has closed already. It's been a while. I closed down my finished my trading shift for the day. Just wanted to recap on what's been going on today and well, whatever happened on those trading setups that I sent those guys this morning, the guys that are on my mailing list. Alright, first of all, I was following the Swissy on the 4 hours time frame for a possible breakout of this consolidation area, a flat top, flat bottom triangle. I was waiting for a breakout to the downside, which did happen, but immediately after I said that well, it was the breakout didn't quite have the momentum required. If we zoom into the 1 hour time frame, we see how price spiked down and immediately after went back into the consolidation area. So I resent an email to the guys on the mailing list letting them know that I'm not liking this breakout. It just didn't carry enough momentum. So well, for the time being, I was not considering this as a valid breakout, okay? And well, as you can see, price has been doing nothing but well, basically went back into the consolidation area and well, yeah, nothing interesting going on this setup. All right. Next up, GBP against the American dollar. Cable. I did take a trade, but I forgot to record it. So, well, for the sake of you know, being clear with you guys and stuff, I will not consider it. I will not account it in my weekly results. Okay, what can I say? I forgot to record it, and well, so be it. Anyway, I will explain it to you. Throughout the last week, we've seen this triple bottom. This is the 4 hours time frame, by the way. We saw this triple top working as resistance. Yesterday we got the breakout, pullback, and as the news came up today, we saw a nice spike to the upside. My buy stop order got triggered and I ran it to the next round number level from all the way from 204.00 to 204.50. I scored 40 pips in that move, but like I say, I forgot to well, record this trade. So like I say, I will not account it in the block. Okay, what can I say? Euro against the American dollar. Once again, another setup that's basically it continues channeling right below the 138 area. This is the 4 hours time frame, by the way. Nice moving averages formation, and I like how price has now caught up with the price, and this usually gives way to, well, you know, basically moving averages massing price to the upside and in direction of the main trend. So I will definitely keep an eye on this currency pair for a breakout to the upside to the next round number level, the 138.50. If price continues to, well, move sideways or breaks to the downside, I will discard the whole thing. But like I say, this currency pair is definitely going to be on my trade list, on my watch list for tomorrow. Next up, Australian dollar against American dollar. The Aussie 4 hours time frame as well, beautiful uptrend, but well, price still very far away from the dynamic area of support. So still, you know, basically meandering around the swing stops. So still, you know, still waiting for this thing to come down a little bit to more appealing levels. The Canadian dollar, the loonie, American dollar against the Canadian dollar. Breakout double bottom, breakout below the 104.50 level with momentum, that red bar down there. I explained this yesterday. What today we've been basically once again moving sideways. Very boring day actually across the board. I'm liking how we retested the 104.50 level from below. Touching it to the pip. This was my entry level, by the way, down here. Okay, right now I am at plus 63 pips in profit on this trade. Nonetheless, price has been meandering sideways. I was telling the guys in the trading in the mailing list that if we make a new low below this low down here, okay, at least from a technical point of view, the downtrend is will be still valid and strong. as long as, like I say, we make new lows for today. But for the time being, this is today's price action. So you can see a number of dodges, spinning tops, whatever, consecutive spinning tops, one after the other one. Not much to do today, okay, on that currency pair. Euro against Australian dollar, another flat bottom, well, not really a triangle, but a particular level that's been holding the price throughout the last few weeks, the 158 level. Today we saw a breakout, but as you can see, if we zoom into the 4 hours time frame, this is that was the daily chart, by the way. We're still not seeing a clear price action here. All right, I'd like to see it's like the breakout is just not carrying momentum enough right there. Okay, you see how the wick pierces this bottom, okay, the 158 level, but we have no bar close below that level, and by no means we have any you know, I always say that breakouts are a momentum pattern. Okay, you want to see a clear breakout, a retracement, and then a continuation pattern in momentum with a large bar like in here, okay, or here, and well, we are getting none of that. Okay, today's price action is actually signified by a spinning top. Okay, so you know, another setup that's still, well, you know, still on my watch list, but for the time being it's giving no entry whatsoever. GBP against the Australian dollar, similar setup actually, double bottom, alright, bouncing nicely up to the upside of that level, the 233 level. Trend is still down, and I'm still waiting for a breakout of this level, break a pullback continuation, but for the time being, well, the 233 level is still holding. So still no opportunity or not try to be taken there until this level gives way to the downside. Well, it's time to wait, to be patient, and well, you know, basically wait for the opportunity and sit on your hands until then. Another setup that I was following today, the New Zealand dollar against the American dollar on the 1 hour time frame. Nice uptrending market, as you can see by those moving averages. However, this consolidation channel, it's been already in place for 24 hours, and well, the 30 moving average is already flat. You can see how it's flattening, basically pointing sideways. It's not pointing up anymore. I'm not gonna give this setup much more breathing room. Either tomorrow it breaks to the upside, okay, or I will discard the whole thing. You don't want to try consolidation areas that have just remained unbroken for too long. Okay, that might mean that well, basically the momentum to the upside, this whole uptrend is losing out of steam. Okay, the moving averages have already caught up with price, and like I'm saying, the 30-minute moving average is already pointing to the upside, pointing sideways. Sorry. So like I say, either this thing breaks to the upside, or well, I will just discard this whole setup. Australian dollar against the Swissy. It's way too far from the dynamic area of support. In fact, it seems like a whole new swing had begun, but I couldn't take it because, like I say, the entry, it was this is a W formation, all right, of the dynamic area of support, and entry from a technical point of view would have been right there, but it's just too far from the area I like to buy from, so I didn't take any entry there. And finally, the trade that I'm still involved with, the GBP against the New Zealand dollar. We've seen an enormous bounce to the upside, an enormous retrace of, well, basically, I don't know, 250 pips to the upside. I was nicely in profits down here, but today like I said, we've run 50, 100, 150, 200, 250 pips to the upside. This is my entry level. I'm not going to let this thing turn into a loser, alright? So stop loss is moved more or less at break even. Again, like I said, I'm not going to let a trade that went almost 300 pips in my site go back and bite me in the ass, alright? So I'm very ready to close manually the trade if it reaches up there. Okay. Alright guys, those are the setups that I was following today. One trade taking on the cable, but like I said, I didn't record it, so no biggie. Alright, bye bye.